Hi! Whoa, I'm ready. That camera went back on my face super fast. Welcome to the Jade Reach, a world still reeling from the harrowing ordeal known as the Blood Phoenix War. So before we start our new story, let's look at that dark chapter that transpired 4 whole years ago. It was a tumultuous time. We have a summoner emerging wielding a dark gift that defied the laws of nature. This individual bound their essence to an entity known as the Blood Phoenix, an uncontrollable creature of fire and chaos. Together, they plunged the realm into a nightmarish cycle of violence and despair. The Blood Phoenix possessed the gruesome ability to transform the wounds of its victims into blood monsters, creating an endless cycle of terror. Trust among the realm's inhabitants ended, and camaraderie withered as the threat of betrayal loomed over every battlefield. But hope was not lost. A brave coalition of warriors, healers, mages, united by necessity, devised a daring plan to confront the summoner directly. In an epic battle that drew upon all their resources, they managed to shatter the binding spell connecting the summoner to the Phoenix. With the link severed, the summoner was defeated, and the Blood Phoenix was imprisoned in a fiery vortex, putting an end to this relentless cycle of bloodshed. But the aftermath of the war left the realm survivors with a daunting challenge. They faced the task of rebuilding the shadow, haunted by memories of blood-soaked battles and the nightmarish creations that had once been their comrades. The scars, both physical and emotional, serve as a grim reminder of the catastrophic power that can be harnessed by the reckless. I welcome you to Bedlam and Discord, A Blood and Ichor. We are in the forest. We're in the hushed hours of the early afternoon, and we see a duo embarking on a trail. The world around them seems to be cloaked in a serene stillness, and we see the first rays of sunlight casting long, dappled shadows on the forest floor. These towering trees, their branches interwoven almost like ancient guardians, filtered the light, creating a captivating dance of sun and shade. It is a cool, crisp morning. We have the scent of damp earth and dew-kissed leaves. Each step is met with a gentle crunch of falling twigs and the occasional rustle of hidden creatures scurrying about the forest. And for a moment, the forest seems to hold its breath, as if it is anticipating the day's secret ahead. We hear the sounds of birdsong, a chorus of avian voices, their tunes harmonizing with the gentle murmur of a nearby brook, its waters glinting in the early light. It was a world of subtle beauty and tranquility, as we see our two adventurers beginning to walk. One of these adventurers is a frog creature. We see them traveling along the brook, kind of looking throughout what may have fallen downstream, taking interest in a rag that may have fallen or some forms of metal that may have shifted down. Daniel, why don't you go ahead and describe your character and the name and all that jazz?
Sure. So I am playing Prue Lovelace. She is a sticky-toed gripply and of the inventor persuasion. She is very burdened by many bags, lots of different packs on her back. She's wearing dirty overalls, very patched up, lots of different colored patches, some fingerless gloves, maybe like a little cape. There's layers happening, and you notice something strange, that she's old, which might feel weird for an adventuring type, but she is purple, and she has darker purple symbols all over her body, and it's disconcerting, because you wouldn't expect her face to be so aged and wizened, but she is there to find her junk and invent her stuff. That's what she's here to do.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
Oh God. Okay. Here we go. Okay. 15 plus 5 or 20.
When you take a look, so you see, so you're looking to the forest to your right. We see a stream, maybe about 15 feet long, only about knee deep, next to you. A little bit of rapids, a little bit of rocks, and when you take a look around, you notice that there is some rubbish coming down, and something kind of catches your eye. It's just a glint of metal.
Elderly, not over 30, like genuinely elderly. Sorry, chat was wondering where I was going with old. Okay, so I catch a glint, and sorry, how far away is it?
20 feet, going down maybe a couple feet every second or so.
Like coming towards us or away from us?
Yeah, coming towards you.
Okay. Oh, Dirkus, look. And I like hobble over to the river's edge, waiting to collect it when it comes.
You are accompanied by a traveler, a catfolk who Dirkus, how do you look upon this scene as Prue wades into the water?
So
and tell me who you look to.
So I'm playing Tirkus Blaine, an imperial sorcerer, liminal catfolk. He's mostly white fur with black spots and a small beard with big pointy cat ears. A bit aloof looking, with some razor fangs that kind of are a little bit surprising for how aloof he looks, and some big bushy eyebrows. He wears the mage's robes. He's definitely a younger catfolk. And he carries at his side a spell book that is really big and ornate at his side. He sort of hears his friend Prue, who he's been traveling with for a little bit now, sort of moving towards the water. He goes, what do you see? There, I don't see it. And he's looking at the water, but for some reason it's very bright out and he doesn't see the glint. I rolled a perception and it was really bad. So there, that was just for me.
You actually roll me an Arcana check too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You start to wade into the water and you are able to pull out this piece of metal, and when you look at it, it almost looks like a dull knife blade, almost like the equivalent to like an X-Acto knife. And the biggest thing, it has no handle, so you have to be very careful when picking it up. But it almost looks silvered, like not just your normal blade, but it's like impractical to use in combat, right? So it's not a weapon, but it doesn't seem practical to really silver it, unless there's a specific reason.
I got a 16 on Arcana.
I think so this is weird to say for a catfolk, your hair goes on end a little bit, and something magical is happening around you. It's not necessarily coming from the river, but there's something that almost sends a shiver down your spine.
Huh.
What do you make of it?
I don't. It's a knife or dagger or whatever. I don't know. It's pretty. It is shiny. I like shiny. What do you think? Mate, there's definite magic around here, I think. I haven't felt this in a while.
Is this magic or there's magic here?
Not quite sure. Can I try to focus a little more and see if it's coming from this dagger?
I will tell you, it's not coming from the blade. It's coming from the water, and it's coming from the forest, right? So you're almost like sandwiched in between these two different feelings. It feels very, very weird. But across the way, as you're kind of trying to focus a little bit, you see two other figures going. A short creature with a very pointy horn. Jared, why don't you go ahead and describe your character?
Ruval is he's like I said, he's short. Still got like a very wide frame on him. He's got mostly a reddish gray skin, equivalent to like a rhinoceros. He's got, except where the skin kind of is cracked and like the undertones show through. There's definitely a more of a ruby-esque vibe to those. His horn itself is made of, it looks like a ruby gem grown, and you notice there's one chunk of it just kind of broken out. So there's this little crescent indent about halfway up his horn. The horn itself emanates a faint glow of light. Other than that, he's dressed in simple, common traveler wear. He's got a pretty big smile on his face, and his eyes are open and taking everything in. Nothing really. You get the feeling like you don't want him making the plans. I don't know. That's what I can say.
You don't want him making the plans. You see this. So you also see this river to your left. You see the forest to your right. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I'll use a 20-sided die, not a 24. Well, I rolled a 3 on the die, and I believe my perception is a 6, so 9.
You notice you're traveling. Who are you traveling with? Can we hear a little bit about Damascus, please?
Yes, Damascus is a wild rose goron. So gorons are plant humanoids. Their plants come to life, essentially. Her face is a bunch of overlaid petals that sort of form vague facial features. Like she has eyes, she's got a mouth, but it's all petaled and pink. Her hair is very long. They're vines of, I think I said they were thorned. They're thorned vines that she has sort of piled up into a top knot. And her skin, aside from her face, is a nice plant grain. And today she's 5'6". But who knows? Who knows tomorrow?
Interesting. So you have a assortment of crystals. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes. Layers of necklaces.
Yeah, there is a crystal that's native to the cave that you're from, and it has this reddish tint to it, and you can feel it beginning to almost vibrate, pulsate.
I'll examine it a little bit closer and see.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a nature check. Probably makes sense.
Nature, that would be an 18.
When at your home, your companion, your friend, your parents, however we want to describe it, was hyper focused on the growing of a very specific crystal for a little bit, and this is that crystal itself. You don't know a lot about it. You haven't seen any other place try to sell it. It's actually probably pretty valuable if you ever went to like a jeweler or someone interested in precious stones. You distinctly think that it is reacting to something around it, but you can't really figure that out. And when you look out in the distance, you see a frog in the water and a cash folk seemingly trying to focus on something.
Ribble, do you see those creatures?
Whoa! And he kind of glances to where she pointed. This is a little cat man, and his grandmother.
Well, I don't know if they're related. She seems to be a little froggy. But
Well,
I mean, honestly, I can't make judgments on family.
I don't. But they're together. Oh, but I guess we're not related.
And we're walking
We're
together.
Yes, sir.
Well, you like the stones, and I have a stone horn, so I'm kind of ready. Either way, I'll work that out later. Do you want me to go see? Are they in trouble? Does
I
it
don't know.
look
They
like,
seem to be
he's
concentrating on.
pounding? Like, because I know he was in the water. Does he look like he's in control, or like would I break off at a sprint to pull him from the watery depths?
The water is not that deep. Even if Tyrkis was somehow was on his back in the water, I'm pretty sure he'll be fine unless he was unconscious. But he's definitely conscious. I might, yeah. So Tyrkis, though, you want to focus on the area around you, right? So, roll me. Do you have a Colt by chance?
No.
All right. Let's roll another Arcana check.
Okay. That's going to be a 14.
Okay. Yeah. You don't know much, but it's getting stronger. Whatever this feeling is, you feel something begin to stir around you, almost like it's in the air. With this also, Damascus crystal will pulsate a little more, a little vigorously. There's an adjective there somewhere for that.
Prue,
What?
whatever it is, it's getting closer.
Oh, and I'll put my new find in my pack of sharp things because I'm sure I have them organized. Surely. Goes into the danger ones. And I'll just look around. I'll tear my eyes away from my find and look around.
As you look around, your senses are suddenly snapped to attention as an eerie hush descends. We see the dappled sunlight, which had moments ago danced to the leaves, dim almost like an ominous shadow took form among the trees. Emerging from the depths of the forest, we see two spectral entities, pulsating with a near sinister crimson hue, materialize as if from the very blood of the earth. The ethereal forms undulate and shift, creating a disconcerting illusion of ever-moving shapes. At this moment, they take the look of wolves, and you can see their wolf eyes and snarling teeth, these almost obsidian orbs that can pierce the soul, begin to move forward. The air grows colder. There's a chilling dread between Tyrkis and crew, and with each step, we see the creatures leave a crimson liquid silk in their wake, and the unnerving sounds of their ethereal howls fill the forest. Please roll me Perception Initiative.
Oh dear.
Sorry
Everyone?
if I was too loud. Everyone, please.
Starting off like they did the other day.
Gonna be an 11 for me. Don't curse yourself like that, Jared.
I mean, roll a 3 and a 1 day. Like,
Oh, no.
I'm
That
just
sounds
going to
like me.
assume Jared's
Uh,
last.
An 18 for me.
I got a 19.
I'm a 7. That Grand Frog. That's funny.
We'll have to wait and see.
Right?
There's a pack of hard candy. Butterscotch.
This is really why we're
It's
traveling
rebels.
together. It's the bag of
How about the
snacks.
candy?
Is it a snack?
The hard caramels in her purse.
Damascus, in front of you, you see maybe about 25 feet to your right, you see two blood wolves begin to exit out of the forest. A little further, it's about 35 feet. You see Tyrkis, and then right behind Tyrkis is the ford. And these creatures, you've heard of these things before. You know that there are these blood creatures, a reminiscence of the Blood Phoenix War that still remains. They're just like little remnants of the past battle. So much so that people can't travel alone anymore in fear that they may encounter this. What would you like to do?
Are they the same like color as my crystal that's pulsating?
Yes. Similar crimson red. Yeah, I think yours is probably closer to the red pinkish. Maybe they're a little more crimson.
Okay. I would first, because first I'll shout, "Watch out!" to the other two, to Turkis and Prue,
Right.
and then I will,
Yeah.
I'm relearning everything. I will try and shoot one with a crossbow. Not
Yeah,
the
go
people,
down
the wolves.
Got it. One closest to you. Got it.
I'll aim to the one that's closer to me with a 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
And then D8. I did not prepare very well. That would be a it'll be a 6 to hit. Or 6
to hit?
damage. 6 damage.
6
22 to hit, 6 damage.
When you shoot your bolt through the wolf's side, it shoots through it, leaving this big gap where the bolt pierced, and it hits a tree nearby as the wound begins to close seconds after the hit. You did damage. It does seem a little smaller, but it does seem to have a slight resistance to the physical attack.
I'll like tap Ruble and I'll be like, that didn't do much.
No.
And
do you think it's with the kitten? Dogs and cats are friendly.
I don't think so. I guess I'll try to daze it with my last 2 actions.
Okay.
And I believe it has to attempt a will save.
All right. It's a 4.
Oh, good. It
You're
fails.
Not very wise.
And what? It takes
That
3.
might be a critical.
Yes. I'm gonna say I'm having trouble figuring out my character sheet, but I do believe it should be a 16 DC if I'm reading this correct.
Since we're 10 below the DC, that is a critical failure. So
it is going to take, I think it's just 3 mental damage, and it is stunned 1.
great. So it takes 6 because it is double damage on a critical fail, but it seems like almost doubly affected by it. And you notice that when you do the mental damage to one of the wolves, the other one seems slightly affected as well. Like whimpers ever so slightly.
Okay. Ruble, I don't think that physical damage is going to help. I mean, it might a little bit, but not much.
Oh, okay.
Tyrkis, you're up.
All right. So Tyrkis watches as an to hit this wolf, and he looks at Prue and he goes, "All right, It's been a while since I've had a chance to try this out. And so he closes his eyes for a moment, begins to gesture with his hands, and begins smiling as the magic begins to crackle up his hands, as these bolts of sort of white and blue sort of fling from his fingers. I'm going to cast magic missile with my 3 actions. So that just hits.
Nice.
So that is 3d4 plus 3. So 1, 3, 7. So 4 plus 4 is plus 2 plus 3. So 10 damage.
10 damage. Would you like to attack the one closest to you or the one that Damascus hit?
The one that is in my face, because it's scary.
Got it. Great. This
And it's
hits
force.
directly on, and it seems to take the full force of the force down. Did not think about that phrasing when I said it. Full force of the force damage, and it shrinks to nearly half the size it once was. And we can see this crimson silk splattering on the ground. All 3 actions there, but we do have that wolf that is closest to you, Tyrkis. I did not really like that. It's going to take 1 action and begin to jump up towards you, and then it's going to take another action to strike for 17 to hit.
Oh, yep.
You're going to take 6 piercing damage, and we could see that this wolf's fangs come out and almost protrude, and it looks a little jagged, almost like it's designed to serrate a little bit as the bite comes out. And from your wound, we see a small bit of your blood almost float up into the air and creates a small blood spawn right next to you. This creature, this blood spawn looks like you, maybe about a foot tall. Looks like a little catfolk, and it's going to take its turn right after this particular blood wolf. Will also attempt a strike. Will attempt a second strike, and both will miss as this small blood red Tyrkis begins to kind of claw. This takes us to the one next to the one that Damascus was able to daze, and it is stunned 1. So it's going to take 1 action and move up to the Goron. We'll attempt a strike, and we will miss there as well. Day, you are up, or Prue, you are up. You're still kind of in the water. You're about 15, or it says 10 feet away from Tyrkis, 15 feet away from tiny Tyrkis and the blood wolf.
Oh, Tyrkis, no! Can I, scoop up? Do I know from, obviously, if these things live in this world and we're traveling and they attack when we travel, do I know, will more things come out of his open wound unless we can close it? Or is it just 1 per wound?
So, if it was during the Blood Phoenix conflict, it would continue. But these smaller creatures don't seem to have that same mastery of blood magic that that has been shown in the past. So unless you would think that these are probably more bestial, probably doesn't have the intelligence to do that. Perhaps other creatures that show a little more intelligence can.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about closing his wound, essentially, is what I'm trying to figure out.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, eventually, it might be nice.
Sure. All right. All right, Tyrkis, let's get him. And I just released my backpack catapult from where I'm firing. I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, it's just coming from this backpack, a rock appears.
Yes.
Would you like to hit small Tyrkis or the wolf?
I would like to hit the wolf.
Okay.
And I'm using. So, am I using the stats from the heavy crossbow as well, or just?
No. Yeah, go ahead and whatever that number is, go ahead and roll. Load the hard candy ammo.
Yes, just
Just throwing a
butterscotch
jawbreaker.
rockets. 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
Excellent. Don't attack my friend. 7 damage.
That's a good hit. It is almost. It is now would be a small creature, standing about I don't know 1.5 feet. Still taking that shape of a wolf, but definitely smaller.
Pick out someone your own size. My parting shot.
You got 2 actions left.
Oh, do I? I just assume my backpack covered all of my actions. Okay. I guess I'll move up. I'll move up closer to Tyrkus. And
Okay.
Can I try to pick tiny Tyrkus? Is that a thing I can do?
You can do that. You can reload the catapult if you want. You can kick tiny tickets. That's a funny mental image in my head. I highly recommend that.
I'm gonna try and kick tiny Tyrkus.
Right.
What should I use?
Do you have an unarmed or a fist attack? Just use the second attack on the heavy crossbow and call it a day.
Okay. Okay, that is 17 plus 6 to hit. I don't
Yeah, you hit tiny tick.
And then what should I roll for damage? The same as the crossbow?
No, 1d4 plus strength mod.
That's what I meant. 3 plus 1 for 4.
It's great. Tiny Tyrkus has been kicked. It flies up in the air, lands a couple feet away. It's still up. Rubel.
I have avenged Tyrkus.
Yes, you have.
The one that's on Damascus. You said it's pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's 5 feet away from the mascot. Maybe it's 5 feet away from you if you were right next to her.
So if it got close to her, Rubel's good. No, I don't think so. And he's gonna charge at it and try and tackle it into the water. I'm assuming the riverside is right there. If not, just tackle it.
Yeah,
to get some space between it and
if it isn't, it is now. I'm going to roll an athletics check.
Athletics. I do have okay at athletic. I have okay. I'm word good.
You're just method.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly it. It's an 11 on the die. Modifies out to be a 17.
You are able to pick it up and start to push it towards the water, but it doesn't actually fall into it. It is still on the edge of the riverbank. That sounds like a proper term, riverbank.
Riverbank's a thing. Okay. I'd like to use the remainder of my action just trying to push. Like you've seen a guy put a shoulder into a giant rock to try and move it, type thing. Just continually trying to push it, not necessarily harm it, but just keep putting more and more effort into it. And as I exert myself, you see the glow from my snoot starts to go there.
Your snoot?
My snoot starts to glow there.
Well, just so you know, we do have some bonuses that you potentially could use for this roll.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to. It looks like Kuragari donated to add some. What is that to the
+5 to the group bonus pool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we put that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, That's all right. I'll live by where I'm at right now. We'll save those.
All right, so shove it.
Yeah, just kind of like not grinding on it, but continually putting pressure on it so it doesn't. I guess it's a grapple. Yeah.
You want to grapple it? Roll athletics.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. All right. I've never played like this kind of guy. 18 plus 6. 24.
It is.
Good.
Very hard to grapple, but somehow you manage to grapple the core. And as you do this, you realize that there actually is a physical aspect to this, what appeared to be like a liquid-based creature.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Just he's a hard guy to move.
And with that, is that all three actions? Probably.
Yeah.
All right. Damascus, you are up at the top of the round. Rubel is holding this creature, probably a little messy. And as this creature approached you, that crystal that is on your necklace, it's getting worse. It's getting more intense. It's starting to glow a little bit as well.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use 2 actions to cast Forbidding Ward on Rubel, which would ward Rubel against the wolves. It gives him a +1 to status bonus to armor class and saving throws against the target enemy's attack spells and other effects.
Okay. Great.
And then I will use my last action to shoot my crossbow at. Is there one farther away still?
There is one farther away. It's still engaged with Tirkus. There's also Tiny Tirkus is technically still up.
Tiny Tirkus.
I'm gonna shoot that tiny Tirkus if it is within range.
Go for it.
Because I don't like that. Oh, that'll be a 24 to hit.
That's a crit. Go ahead and roll and then do double damage.
Okay, well, double damage is 4.
All right. That's enough where Tirkus gets hit by a bolt the size of Tiny Tirkus and splatters. And then this bolt will also hit the ground nearby.
And I'll just say, I don't know what that was, but I'm glad it's gone.
All right. Tirkus is now on you.
He sort of grabs his arm where the cut came from, and he goes, that was really rude. And he looks at the other wolf and he goes, I really don't like you either. I'm going to cast Magic Missile again.
On the one still near you or the one that Rubel's holding? Or you can just...
Oh, yeah. The one that's near me, because it's near me.
The one that's near me is about 1 foot tall. Would you like to devote all the missiles to it?
No. But I'm scared how many missiles to it. 4 damage to it. Let's make a decision. Cool. 4 to that one. That's 5, and then 6, 7, 8. 8 damage to the other one.
Okay, you think that maybe you overkilled this wolf by 3 damage.
Hey, it was like real small. Got it.
Yeah, the real small. But this one splatters, and from the remains of this thing, we see a small crystal emanating from it that seems to have almost a pulse, and then dims to what you would normally expect from a precious stone.
Huh.
But with that, it is the wolf that RuPaul is holding. He's just going to try to claw on RuPaul as well for a 16 hit. RuPaul, what's your AC now? It is.
I'm at a 15 before the buff, and I don't remember if the buff was 1 or 2.
1.
1, so it was 16 against it.
I still hit. I'm going to do minimum damage, but as that teeth sinks into you, we see a tiny RuPaul appear from the wound on the ground next to you. You are going to take 5 damage. And I'm going to try and do escape as my last action. I'm going to fail escaping. I'm not even going to check. I'm still grabbed. But there's now a tiny rupal, maybe about 1.5 feet tall, right next to you. This takes us to Prue.
Yes. So it's gonna take all of my willpower not to immediately grab the crystal on the ground, and start examining it. And I will reload my backpack catapult and aim for the other wolf that is now attacking those other strange people in the same area as us.
Rolled it.
Okay. That is 8 plus 6.
14.
Yes.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, good. Great.
We're gonna call it flat-foot because it's grabbed.
That's only 3 damage. 3 damage.
So in this so you see this wolf being grabbed by a rhino right in front of you. I imagine you shoot the rock and it impacts through the blood wolf right into Rupal.
No.
We're not going to call it any damage or anything like that, but I imagine that he has to sturdy his stance a little bit to keep hold on this creature.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be, and then be like, you've got this. And then wait, so I reloaded and I shot. Do I have one more action?
Correct.
I'm picking up the stone.
Okay, sounds good. You have it in your hand. It's wet, but it is probably about the size of a golf ball.
It's a shiny.
It's a little more rectangular in shape, but probably about that size, and a little jagged as well. Rupal.
I'm very distracted by this little me. So Ripple would I think I'd just let the guy out of the grapple and bend over and try and pick up the little me, if that makes sense.
No.
Would you know what a tug of war where one side just lets go?
Sure.
I think, yeah. If he's pushing back, I just step aside and pick up this little guy.
All right. This wolf falls. I guess he will stay on the bank. I'm gonna let you pick up tiny Rupal.
Yeah.
It doesn't fight against you.
I just want to hold him and show Damaska. It's look at this guy. No. Okay.
Yeah. You hear me yell from across.
I'll do my best impersonation of Day's backpack and yeet him upstream as far as I can.
Okay. Go on and roll athletics.
Is not very bright. Athletics 22. Nice.
Yeah, you as it is yeeted, as the term is called. I feel like my students. As you yeet it into the river, it disintegrates and begins to float downstream. I'll give you one action left.
Boy. And then I'll just punch the other wolf that's there, I guess. Just
sure, go over.
I know physical stuff. Damascus said physical stuff isn't going to help, but that is a 19 on the die. Yeah, 19 on the die plus 7. 26 to punch.
Critical hit on the punch.
Yeah. So that's 2d4 plus 3 times 2. 2, 5, 8, 16 damage.
All right. Even with its physical resistance, go ahead and describe the destruction, the kill. I don't know.
When I made him not weapon user, I never thought like I'd have to describe a kill. I don't know why. So he's like, oh, bye. Oh, this guy. And he's just like forehand bonks. And because he's like liquidy kind of thing, it just kind of like splorts out and runs into the mud. And I'm like looking for more blood, but it's not like bloody.
Yeah, absolutely. We also see a small crystal fall from this particular creature. Now, as we get out of the combat, the adrenaline begins to die down. Can we get a society check or an occult check, whatever is higher?
From everyone or
Everyone, please. Yeah.
I should not roll a d12.
Natural 20? That's 2.
Ooh.
I got a 21 occultism.
I got a 19.
Jared?
Ripple, what's you got?
8.
All right.
8 society.
That tracks. Prue, you are looking at this crystal. You're kind of investigating a little bit, and you probably encountered these creatures. Oh, excellent. You probably encountered these creatures every once in a while. You know, I think the average adventurer, if you're on the road a lot, probably encounters like an encounter like every 2 months or so. So they're not like super frequent, but they're frequent enough to be aware. This crystal shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be. There shouldn't be anything here. Normally, they just they die and they get absorbed into the earth, or washed off by some guy with a hose. I don't know. So this crystal strikes you. This crystal strikes you as a little interesting. Damascus, you're also aware of this, but you get a little bit of different information. Kind of focusing on some of your occult knowledge, thinking about some things that may have happened in the past. You're familiar of a specific cult that is known for their gem use. It is they're called the Cult of the Bleeding Tiger, and supposedly a lot of times they will try to cut themselves with precious stones and you somehow absorb some of the natural magical energy from it. And so when you kind of see this crystal, it kind of dings in the back of your head. Chickus, what did you roll?
I rolled society.
Yeah, society. So you'll get the same thing as Prue there.
Can I cast detect magic on it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I
Which
don't
would have
get...
been smart. So you hear, as you're looking at that stone, you hear Tyrkis go, when I felt the magic earlier, I should have tried this spell. Wait, I'll try something. And he thinks back to his schooling and the spell that his teacher taught him, and he's going to cast detect magic. Do I get
You send out a pulse that registers the presence of magic. You receive no information beyond the presence or absence of magic. You can choose blah, blah, blah. Okay, nothing else matters here. As this goes, over the 6 seconds, you kind of have this pulse. You can see that it has magic, but it's diminishing. In fact, that same sort of like spine-chilling feeling begins to diminish as well. There was magic, it's fading.
Huh. It's definitely magic, at least for now, but I don't know for how much longer.
Huh. So it's leaving the stone? It's just pretty now? No use?
Unfortunately, I think maybe in a little bit, yeah. For now, there's still a little bit, though. And it sure is pretty.
To the bag of shiny rocks you go.
And then I turn towards the other two people who helped us fighting and go, are both of you okay?
I'm doing all right. And as I'm standing there, I have the crystal in one hand and my necklace in the other, and I'm putting them closer together and sort of pulling them apart to see if anything.
I think much like Tirkus, we can sense that there is magic and your crystal is resonating, but it's slowly diminishing as well. And so I don't think it's the approximation that's happening, it's just the loss of magic. When you start comparing the two crystals, they're very similar it has similar qualities. While they are slightly different colors, yours is probably closer to like what did I say, a pinkish red, and this one's the one that was in the body is closer to a crimson red. Like they have their similar weight. They seem to have like similar shape to them. Strikes you as very coincidental at best.
Okay. Rubel, how are you doing?
Oh, a little sad that I had to throw my little friend, but I'm okay. I got bit one time. But
if I heard you call it a little friend, I would sort of saunter over to you and go, I know you don't know me from anyone else, but that blood creature is absolutely not your friend.
That's why I told you no.
But he looked like me.
Is this your first time traveling?
Oh, kind of. I like everybody's my friend, really.
I look back at Prue and I go, and I kind of smile and point that like he's kind of new because I was the new one to adventuring, and now I'm not. And I look back and oh well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Tirkus, and this is Prue, one of the greatest inventors I know.
I'll hop over and like, yes, Prue Lovelace, inventor. I see you have lots of fine crystals around your neck.
Yes, I am Damaska. I am a crystal healer of sorts. And this is my dear friend Rubel.
Oh, are you two related? Can you settle something for us?
No. Perhaps only in academic pursuit.
Yep.
Oh, so you're not his frail grandmother?
No. I'm nobody's grandmother. I'm a great inventor.
That's sad. Everyone should have a family.
I lean over to Rubel and I go, you might not want to say that again. Prue is really nice, but if you make her mad, she can be scary.
Well, I don't want to make anybody mad, really. I just want to be friends with everyone, because that's easier. Yeah.
Well,
I'll start to like use Damaska as kind of not like a shield, but like a safety buffer zone for the neurospicy. Know what I'm talking about? A little...
as he's like scooting behind me, I'll give him a little pat, and I'll say, I don't think he's not the best socially, but we don't socialize much.
Well, neither do we or I. Tirkus, do you
No.
socialize?
No, not at all.
No. Think on socializing.
I the last place I had to socialize, I got kind of well, anyway, it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Sorry, I didn't save you from drowning.
No, you absolutely did. Did you not see? You were a big help.
I told
Nice.
you. And he gets like, it's like I love helping.
Well, if you want to help and be my friend, always bring me random junk you find along the path, and you will be my greatest friend.
Oh,
It was dangerous.
I could do that.
Dangerous.
What about this? He just points at like a limestone pebble. It's like, oh, and then there's that one.
It's a flower.
I'll find
No.
so much stuff. And he like scampers off into the tree line and starts collecting nonsense.
Oh, well,
Damascus, as this conversation is going on, your crystal, almost like if you treat it like a honing crystal, almost, it doesn't feel like it's completely back to normal. It doesn't feel completely relaxed. There's still just a little tinge of like vibration coming from it.
okay. I'll try to call Rubel back. I'll just go, Rubel, maybe don't wander off on your own at this moment quite yet. I don't know if we're totally safe here.
Okay. No, I'll come right back to. I've got like a handful of like pine needles, maybe a rock or something, but yeah, I'm back over next to Damascus.
And then also to like lift my crystal and then slowly like turn in a circle to see if it starts to pulsate in any specific direction.
It's not like floating and like turning like almost like a wishbone, or that's not
No,
the correct
but
word.
like
But,
you were saying, it was like pulsating a little bit as things got
I'll
close.
give you this. As you start going down, keep continuing down the road to head to the next village, kind of on this particular trail, it does seem to pulsate a little more. Never as bad as right before the fight.
Okay.
Can I take all the random forest debris that Rubel has brought me and try and craft like a doll out of it for him?
Okay, go ahead and roll a crafting check, please.
Hmm. 9?
It's something.
I'm not proficient at forest inventing forest trash.
It
or
might
inventing.
have 2 feet, but those aren't hands.
I give it to him anyway. There you go. Thank you.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. He just like tucks it in his coat pocket, so like the head of it is
Good.
leaking out.
Everybody's happy. Where were you two headed?
I forgot.
Were we at least traveling in the same direction?
Yes, you guys were. So they were probably like, I don't know, 100, 150, 200 feet behind you. But you guys were technically headed in the same direction. And there are multiple reasons to take this road to Silver Glen Village. Primarily, there's a lot to do. And I think as we continue down this road and think a little bit, I think we'll take our break here and before we talk about this town a little bit. So, how long is our break?
12 minutes,
All right.
maybe 10 minutes,
right, I'll
depending if
see.
I've pushed the right
Guys, in
buttons and
10 to
programmed it
12
correctly.
minutes.
So we'll see. We'll be back soon.
Hi, we're back.
What?
Hello. Hope you enjoyed that plethora of videos we saw during the break. I am excited. I think a lot of those shows are pretty cool, but we need to get back to this one. Just as a quick reminder, we do have a list of buffs that you can give to the party to help them out through the nonsense that I put them through. Or, in fact, you can give me a buff. I think I qualify for some of them, where I can then use it against them. So that's pretty fun. Whatever way you want to cause chaos. But I can say that if you do wild magic, someone is going to grow 5 feet. And that is definitely a roll on this list. So if you're interested in that, feel free to throw some wild magic into the group and see what chaos will ensue. But beyond that, let's get back to the action. So, five extra.
5 feet tall or
it
5
depends. We're adding that
legs?
one to the list too. This one had 2 numbers attached to my D20 roll. Now it's just one with 5 legs and one 5 feet taller. We're getting both. Yeah.
That's all you can ask for. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah, so you guys have been traveling for a few hours, getting to know your new acquaintances. Any conversation of interest as we move forward?
Would it be how common are the? I'm sorry, Erica. What type of race are you?
I'm a Goron.
Goron. How frequent? Like, would I have seen a lot of Gorons? I'm trying to decide how fascinated I would be by.
So I spent a lot of time thinking about this yesterday. I said that the uncommon races were common in this particular setting, particularly the animal ones. And then we still kind of managed to pick some uncommon races for this group. I do not think you have seen a Goron like Damaska. I think perhaps you've seen like plant people or plant creatures, but one of a kind, this one.
Okay.
But I don't think a walking flower or rose or cactus or...
Not an everyday kind of current. Okay, well, my mind will just be chatting, asking questions, trying to learn more about Damaska, but I'm into. Or even just crystal healing. That sounds really cool and like something I would want to know more about too. Maybe I start with that.
I'll show you all the crystals on my necklace and tell you what each of them do.
Yes, exactly. And I'm taking notes. I'm like, I'm making little sketches, and I'm looking in my bag of rocks to see if I have any of them. Showing you my rocks.
I start putting out your rocks.
I'm like walking next to Rubel, and I'm like, yeah. And so sometimes when you travel, there's all these things that like sometimes can come out and scare you, like those little creatures we saw earlier. They are not friends, but we stick together. And if you got someone like Prue, or for you like Damaska, then you'll be safe and fine. And now what? Be safe. So don't worry.
What? Are there always rocks after though? Because they're very much about the rocks, and I have.
I don't have a rock, but you know what I do.
But
have?
I noticed you don't have a rock.
No, I don't need a rock. Watch this, and I cast prestidigitation in the air and create like some little sparks of color. Right? Who needs rocks when you can do that? Oh. Yeah,
I mean, I could do that with my rock.
Ah.
Do you need a rock? I guess you can look
get a rock
through my rock bag.
Okay, I'll find you a rock.
We have so many rocks.
It's gotta be the best rock.
I reluctantly take a rock from the bag.
And then Damaska will immediately start telling you what it is and what it's used for.
Yes. Did you ask why do I have so many rocks?
Yeah, sure.
No, so I just thought I couldn't tell if I heard that question.
I will ask now because now I want to know.
I collected anything and everything I find to be interesting and potentially useful for future inventions. You never know when a rock can be the power source you're looking for in an invention.
Huh. That is really cool.
Well, they're so pretty. Look at them.
As you guys begin to travel, nestled within a picturesque valley is a river town of sorts, known as Silver Glen Village. It's a charming oasis of unique architecture and culture. It has a population of about 600 people or so, and thrives on the banks of the river, basking in a soft golden glow in the late afternoon sun. From the distance, you can see a unique set of architecture, a blend of curved roofs adorned with hand-painted tiles. The buildings, probably weathered at this point, are built with timber and bamboo, but they almost seem a little timeless. We see winding cobblestone pathways around this point as you start to enter into the village, bordered by different sorts of trees, bonsai trees, and we see these colorful paper lanterns within the scenery. You see people out and about, just villagers going about their daily activities. There's a lot of gnolls here, as well as strix, which are these avian creatures that wander around. But we see a handful of cat folk, lizard folk, dragon folk, all sorts of these things. We see several children playing in the riverbanks and elderly residents engaging in animated games near cherry blossom trees, and we hear the sounds of wooden chimes in the distance. You currently pass by a couple farms as you begin to enter in, and we see probably a handful of children begin to look at this this quartet of people traveling, probably still also showing some wounds from their previous battle.
Literally waving at.
You might want your wounds checked out.
Right. Do both of you need assistance?
That would be really helpful. Yes. I will not burn you down.
I'm trying to decide if I should use my spell slots right now, or if I'll just do medicine checks on them.
Yeah, I think we can, since you guys have been traveling for 6 hours and probably an extra 2 hours of everyone getting distracted on this journey, I'd imagine. So we'll say 8 hours. Over time, I think you can easily treat wounds, and even if you failed a couple rolls, we probably could have made it to get everyone patched up to full. As you begin to get closer, and you kind of like double check the bandages and look at the wounds, we get the smell of food coming from a street vendor. We begin to hear the sounds of instruments coming from a nearby inn. And as you go, there seems to be a crowd of people gathering around maybe like a stage of some sort, probably only about the size of like 10 feet by 10 feet. But they're waiting for something.
A show? Are they going to perform something? I do love a good performance.
Wait, isn't there there's someone famous here in town, right? What is the name? I remember learning it in school.
He's not an inventor, he's a fighter, so I don't quite remember myself.
As you guys have this conversation, you hear an announcer go, "Welcome, the Stormfist, the man who will bring great honor to this wonderful village. Wait and see what he accomplishes as he speaks to you, adoring fans. Welcome, Lotus Glen." And we see this gnoll begin to move forward, maybe a little uninterested in the current situation. He has a sleek fur that glistens like polished ebony. He commands a presence that does draw attention from the crowd, but he seems largely uninterested. He has piercing yellow eyes, and within those eyes, despite his demeanor, seems to have a hint of a glint of intelligence, not a hint of it, a glint of intelligence, and a certain amount of focus and perception, constantly darting his eyes around. Despite his black fur, he seems to be constantly on the lookout, almost like always checking his back.
He looks concerned.
No, if I remember correctly,
Does he need help?
He's a fighter, and I don't think he needs any of our help. Probably, I think he's just like hyper aware of everything.
This is a lot of people staring at him, so I understand the edginess that he must be feeling.
I wonder what they're about to do here, though, with him. Is he just like meeting his fans?
Yeah, there's ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and friends, I guess. So I'm here, and we're supposed to talk about something. I mean, it's a thing, right? Yeah, well, whatever. Let's just get on with it. Let's celebrate our upcoming victory against the talisman people. I mean, yeah, okay, we're good here? All right. Have a good day. Bye. Here, have my, I don't know, bracelet. Okay, bye. And he tosses his bracelet nonchalantly, probably to the front row. And even I think some of like the non-interested people, like the people who are kind of passing by, kind of look a little confused. But there's at least 3 people in the front row diving for that bracelet.
It's very odd.
That was not very inspirational.
Is that it?
Yeah. I've heard that he's a great fighter. I didn't even think he wanted to be here.
Is he going to fight someone on the stage? I don't understand.
I think if I sort of close my eyes and I, as I'm trying to remember, I think Silver Glen has a couple of places of note. I think the arena might be where fights are. We could check that out and maybe see him. But the stories made him sound pretty impressive.
Well, should we seek him out?
Well, he's... I mean, he's no conundrum wing, but maybe we can do some hero things with him.
I mean, the very least we could do is...
I don't know what he can do for me, but any of you?
Can I roll society on that?
What?
What's
the talisman thing that you was talking about?
So you can roll society. I will say that you can kind of follow them. He is going back to the town center. There is a dojo nearby that you can see him walk right into that if you're looking to track him at all. Society, go for it.
15.
Yeah, every, I don't know, 10 years or so, a nebulous number that might change next week. Every 10 years or so, there is a competition between what are like the most powerful people in the world, some of the governments, and even like certain monstrosities somehow are able to, the monstrosities with intellect participate in this, and it's a moment of truce amongst everyone, and then they compete. So like there's a necromancer near the University of Serenity that gathers a team of 4 to fight. Lacodia would have a team. Talisman, which is another kingdom, would have a team, and what we're probably referring to are like what we would call skirmishes, right? They're just like practice fights that do bring a lot of attention. But we do know the tournament is a couple years out. But this is a pretty big one because it would be the first one since the Blood Phoenix conflict. And a lot of the best warriors did perish during that time. So it's like the time for the new generation to move up. And Glenn here represents a younger warrior who probably wasn't trained enough to participate in the fight, but probably is good enough to participate in the Blood Phoenix fight, but good enough to participate in this next tournament.
Did any of you plan to enter a tournament with him? Interesting.
No.
I mean, if he needs help, I can do it.
I don't know if he needs help. Just
Was he gonna do it by himself?
no. People enter the tournament to fight. It doesn't matter. Should we just go find him and talk to him?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
All right.
As you go through, we can just roll a perception check, see what's going on around you.
Look,
That's the wrong die. That's a D24.
5.
24.
18.
23.
So 23 and 24, you notice 2 things. There is like a poster, like a balance, it's more of a work board. Help fix the roof, need help farming today, cut down a tree, those sort of things, right? But we see one that's specifically looking for a lost heirloom, and I think specifically for Damascus, this might catch your attention because you see a crystal, and it's a rather crude drawing of a crystal, but it almost looks like the same one that you have on your neck and the one that you collected from the fight earlier today.
And someone was looking for that?
Yeah, it's lost or stolen heirloom. Substantial reward for its return. And it's like 10 gold pieces or something.
Is there like a name or if found, please contact this person?
Yeah, I have this. It's linked to the Lord who is here. I have Cavendish, and I don't know if I like that name, but that's what I wrote. Lord Cavendish, the mayor will return to him.
Okay.
This is what happens when you don't say your names out loud. Cavendish, very, very European. Oh, yeah, so you can claim the job by taking down the sheet if you want.
Yeah, I'll take down that lost heirloom sheet.
And also, we see that there is a apothecary here. And there's like a knoll like pacing within the front lobby of it.
So this board has all the people that need help here. Just write it down.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
I
Take the
stopped you
reform.
from taking too many.
We're just gonna fix this guy's roof.
Oh,
So,
Rubel, we're not qualified for that sort of job.
Well, we just put a roof on there.
Do you know how to put a roof on?
dig into the ground, a hole, and then you're under a roof.
Oh, that's not the
Oh.
roof they need.
Let's
Tiny
put
next
that back.
session, build a roof quest.
I'll just hold on to it for now, and I'll see. Let me think about it. He tucks
Well,
it next
what
to
if
the.
someone?
Oh,
What if someone comes along who can build a roof?
then I will help them. And then I will know
But-
how to build a roof.
That poor bar
Are
is
you
never
going
getting
to
built.
stand by this board until someone comes by who says they'll teach you how to build a roof?
That doesn't sound the most productive.
Or practical?
Okay.
I think you should put it back. And I give him a little pat on the head.
He puts it back, but like under a thing, so no one else can see that particular one.
Damaska, please roll a cult for me, please.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh my
That's
God.
a nat one.
That's a nat one.
Um,
Pretty chill right now. Nothing's happening.
okay. It would be a 5
Uh,
if I
uh,
added my modifier to my nat 1.
so, it's pretty chill right now. Would you
Cool.
like to use some of our pool? What do we have?
We have 5
there,
points.
there's 5. So there's 2 hero points in there, which are rerolls or whatever, and then there's
rerolls,
the
yeah.
plus.
I say do it.
Okay, I would like to use a reroll.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little better. Oh, you know what? It was a 7, not a 1. Because I just rolled another 7, and I saw the one right next, like right below
All right.
it. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Take hero point back.
Okay,
So that's
Take
the
your
7,
hero
and that's
point
the 1.
I see. Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
So it would have been 11.
So, as you are standing here trying to decide whether we're building a roof or not, someone walks by a strix. So we see this like large avian creature, almost has like this eagle-like face, and we see wings coming out of their back. They're wearing probably pretty mundane-looking guard outfits, maybe some studded leathers. We see a sword. We see a shield on their back, and when that happens, you can feel the crystal suddenly pulsate very dramatically, and as this person passes by, and then as they walk away, it stops.
I assume they're gone too quick for me to. Never mind. I was gonna say I assume they're gone too quick for me to read aura, and then I noticed that the cast time says 1 minute. So
Yeah, probably can't do that here.
Just make a mental note.
Do you think the bird folk knows how to build a roof? I would imagine they're better at it than Rupal.
We're
Absolutely.
making assumptions.
Are they right
Probably-
assumptions?
Yeah, I mean,
Probably.
Rubel could have natural untapped talent.
It's true.
Says
Just
the
like-
crafting
sorcerer.
check.
Says the sorcerer.
Roll
We'll
that
never
crafting check,
know.
Rupal.
It's gonna be so good. It's a 15 on the die.
You can
Plus
probably
0.
repair a roof. You can probably
It's-
figure out how to repair a roof.
Well, that would be.
This bird folk who walks past you heads into the apothecary.
Into the apothecary?
Yeah, and you see like he like pulls out like a scroll of some sort, like ink, and is just like taking notes and hearing a statement.
Damascus will say, I kind of want to follow him. And she'll start going into the apothecary.
A research project. And I follow behind.
Come on! Let's follow!
I follow.
You walk into a quaint two-story building. We see a garden next to it filled with all sorts of different herbs and plants. You see a pretty warm and amicable person with this silvery fur. Seems like they have a bit of hair that's tied up into a bun. We see deep emerald eyes as well. And she's like, listen, I don't know. I am missing certain potions. I don't know where it went. I didn't take them. I didn't sell them. They're not part of the ledger. I'm the only one who lives here. My kids left to other apprenticeships. They don't live here. I don't know what to do. Can you just find what I'm missing? Yes, can't really help you too much without any more information. You know, who took it? Anyone looking suspicious? Anyone here? We get travelers all the time. Could it just be a one and done? It's like, it's been weeks that I am missing the same 3 potions. We have a potion of healing, a potion of heroism, and then a weird potion that has no real application. It's just like a salve that's just slightly cool, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't heal. It doesn't make it any better. It's just gone.
I want to whisper to Damascus. Damascus, can we help this lady? This noble? I'm sorry.
Maybe.
I would maybe wait until this guy leaves.
The guard takes the statement, mildly uninterested, but pretending to be interested, and then will eventually leave. But she's, customers! Can I interest you in this tea? It has lemon and ginger.
Oh, I would love some. Thank you.
As would I.
All right. I will put on a pot.
Thank you.
What, do you need to purchase anything? I see you have some injuries. You want some salves? You want potions are a little expensive, but I'll sell a couple to you if you need them.
How much is a potion?
4 gold pieces.
What about your salves? Tyricus, dear, do you need a salve for your
Yes. But I have, I give you my 1 gold, because that is all I have.
Normally, when people come here, they're looking for something. You don't window shop normally at an apothecary.
We happen to wander in and hear about the predicament.
Yes.
Oh.
Go to town.
There's not really a lot to go on, to be honest. There's really not a lot to go on, to be honest. I kind of understand if the guards can't do much about it, but it's been 2-3 weeks, and I've gotten robbed a couple times, and I've tried changing where I have stored the potions. I have decided to move it. I've kept some of them in my bedroom, and then every single time they're gone.
And it's the
no
same
damage
3?
Door. Same 3. I mean, in different quantities at different times, sure, but the same 3. Just basic potion of healing, some potions that sort of give you a boost of confidence, and just this salve. And normally I get the salve if they're going outside in the sun and they need to cool off. So doesn't really have much benefit besides that.
What if he mixed them together?
I haven't tried. I mean, the salve is like a
experimenting.
the salve is like a paste, and the other two are liquids. I in theory they should form into I don't know, like I don't know the proportions. I guess the salve could dissolve in certain liquids. Depends on increase the alcohol content to make it a little more alcoholic to help with that salve. I'm not too sure. That's a good idea. I should try that. But like your customers.
Well, we're interested in helping potentially. Is it possible there's some sort of curse on you that makes your things disappear if no one's breaking in?
Oh, I would hate to be cursed. Maybe. I mean, I don't know how to break a curse. Do I throw salt over my shoulder? I got salt in the kitchen.
Maybe. Salt is pretty purifying. You could do some black kyanite for protection. There are many ways to reflect the curse off of you, but have you acquired anything new of late?
I mean, we got some shipments in. Nothing out of the ordinary. We got a couple herbs from Talisman. We have some of that purifying water from the Snow Lotus group. We got some rocks from Hondoon. We got some, kelp from the Grippleys.
But you said you had a shipment from Talisman?
Yeah.
Is that who the Glen person is fighting against?
I guess so. I'm not really into those arena battles. I mean, they're good because I can sell healing kits to the fighters, but that's about it.
But if you're missing them, then you won't be able to sell them to the fighters if they were to get hurt.
That's true. They're not stealing enough to imply that I still have them in stock. If they were trying to steal for that reason, would they take all of them?
Probably.
Is it a mouse? Do you have a mouse that takes them?
Shouldn't talk about Isoki like that.
Oh, you do have a mouse, but it wouldn't steal your stuff. That's what you're saying.
No. They the Isoki they travel from Talisman every once in a while. They're rat folk.
Oh.
Maybe that baby stole them.
Yeah, listen, if you want to investigate what's in the back room, you seem like trustworthy people. Otherwise, if you find something, go for it.
I mean, we're happy to look.
Yeah, if you find something, I'll give you some potions. I don't have money, but potions
good.
I have.
All right.
Well, we don't have much money either, so I would be happy to help.
I'll take a look around.
Can I do an Arcana check when we get back there to see if there's any?
You also have detect magic as well as a cantrip, so
that's true.
That's also an option.
I will do that.
That's you can also you can also Arcana check. It'll give you different information.
Right. Well, if there is something magic, I wouldn't be surprised for something magical in a apothecary, maybe. I don't know. They might need some magical thing for a special potion or something.
Yeah, they're
But I guess what I'm looking for is like magic in a place that's it shouldn't be like
okay.
or like residue of something.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me an Arcana check as well.
All right. That is a 12.
I hear a cat.
Now,
Would you
mine.
like to use any bonuses?
Maybe I'll use a bonus. Can I use 2 bonus points? Is that too many?
Yeah, use them as you
Oh, use as many as you want.
well,
then
as
I'm
many
gonna
as we have.
Yeah, I'm gonna use 2. 14 sounds
14.
like a decent enough number.
Okay, so you're able to do this, and like you can sense that there are magical things here. There's like a random flower and like a display case that has some magical properties to it. We see a handful of rocks that have some magical properties to it. We probably see like some weird things in jars that might give some of that, but I think that's expected. But as you kind of go through the storage room, you see some of the incoming crates that are there, and you notice that there is just a pulsating magical aura here that's not getting dinged by detect magic. And when you look down on that ground, it's almost like as you kind of open up your third eye to see what arcane magic is here, there is like an invisible footprint, not like a literal footprint, but like the remainder of magical energy that would reflect that.
I would share that with everyone.
Oh, intriguing.
Could I do? Sorry, it was a specific thing that had the like
It's just like
residual
a-
magic on it.
Yeah, it was just like a spot in the corner that had the residual magic into it. So, like you would imagine that if someone was invisible, they would have walked around. It's pretty interesting that it's
Mhm.
only like this spot. You had to like probably move a box or something to get to it.
Can I investigate that corner to see if there's any like hatches or traps or like entrances hidden?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go roll in perception, please.
That's a 10. That's a 10.
Seems pretty normal.
Circus, my old eyes are failing me. Come look at this corner.
All right. I'm looking, but probably no better than you.
With a quick investigation from everyone, there doesn't appear to be anything that seems loose or out of place within this particular area. As far as like a physical trap or loose board or something like
Harriet.
that.
I got an idea. Watch
Oh,
this. And I kind of lower my head a little bit so that my
Oh.
horn is in front, and I have it glow ever so much, and I just boldly stride forward into the corner, and with the intent of there not being a corner there.
there is a corner there. You hit a corner.
This is why I don't have ideas.
No, don't put
It was
yourself
worth
down.
a try.
Yeah. You never know
There's
when
no.
thinking outside the octagon is gonna work.
Okay.
True. Nothing would ever get invented if everyone thought inside the octagon.
That
Who's
is
the
true. That is true.
Uh,
I
it
have a
is.
quick
It is.
question.
Go for it.
I can't. So if it's not a specific object, I probably can't use my read aura on it. Correct?
Why
Because
don't we
it says
try?
an object.
Probably. I mean, you can look at specific objects to see and pick one, but Yeah, the footprint is. I shouldn't use the word footprint. The residual magic is long gone. There's not something you can particularly investigate as far as that is concerned with the read aura spell.
Okay.
Well, it's a
No
cantrip,
other
nice.
things, Marcus? No other footprints? Maybe in back. They said we
No.
could go in back, yes?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the only residual magic I've felt is here, which is weird. First, how did this person get here or not here? Wait, is there a box next to it? Can I check inside the box?
The box is a bunch of
Okay, just making
Plant.
sure. Just making sure.
it's a box of leather hide. I don't know.
I looked up above the footprint. Is there anything strange about the ceiling above it?
So we'll say that in this corner there's like a window nearby. Kind of look up, trying to investigate certain things. This residual of magic probably came from an invisibility spell, right? Somehow, when you look at this and kind of look around, probably the walk-through walls are teleported in. So, whatever you're looking at here is the residual of the person who was here, not so much of something that was there or what was missing.
Okay.
As you guys
Well-
look out the window, you do notice that it is getting slightly dark. We arrived here at like late afternoon. We see that we're like in like mid fall at this point. So sun begins to set around 6:37, and it's probably around that time now.
Excuse me, do you know where we might stay for the evening?
There's the Silver Glen Tavern. Everyone goes there to eat and be merry, and sleep. I guess to answer the more prominent question.
Some of my favorite things. Well, I think someone might be walking through your walls. Perhaps you should set up a trap. Catch them.
Yeah, that's. I don't know anyone who really has the ability to do that.
You don't? Well, let me introduce you to me. My name is Prue Lovelace, and I'm an inventor. And I'm sure I could invent a trap for you.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, after we close, probably. No, maybe not. I'm scared. All right. Sure. Why not, stranger?
Should I just sit here overnight and watch it?
Well, if they're invisible, you won't see them.
What if I was invisible too?
You still wouldn't see them.
It's okay. Ripple gets a little sad, and then again, like, shirks a little behind Damaska. Just setting that buffer.
Damaska, your crystal begins to shake. I'll say it a little more.
I look around.
Did
When
you
you see
hear
some of the liquids in the area around there, we can see that they kind of shake a little bit.
All of them, or just
All of them. Yeah.
something might be coming. And she lifts up the crystal that's shaking or pulsating.
I check in my bag to see if any of my crystals and rocks are doing anything cool.
Yeah, so the crystal that you collected earlier from the blood creature is also beginning to pulse. Same with you, Damaska, as well.
Wait, Damaska, is your crystal that's doing this also for one of those creatures we fought in the forest?
No, this one was from my creator, but this one, and she holds up the one from the blood wolf. This one was
You
from
hear
the
a
blood
scream
wolf.
outside, right? You hear a scream outside at this point, and as you look out the windows, perhaps there's a window above the door. There's a an older gnoll like running across the street.
Oh, dear.
Well, we should probably go check that out.
Yep.
I suppose we should.
I'll help.
Good.
Emerging from the depths of the dense forest, a grotesque and nightmarish sight unfolds before your eyes. We see a behemoth, a towering monstrosity standing at an imposing height of approximately 20 feet tall. Its entire form is writhing, pulsating mass of deep crimson, akin to like coagulated blood. The blood behemoth moves almost with a certain grace, its glistening surface resembling this oozy liquid velvet. Dark, gaping cavities form its eyes, giving an unsettling, hollow gaze, devoid of any discernible emotion. Its gaping maw lined with rows of jagged, blood-stained teeth. As it advances towards the outside area of this particular town, we see thick rivets of blood flow from its monstrous frame, leaving a gruesome trail behind it, mingling with the soil, and we see dark mire-like sludge begin to emerge from its footsteps. The air is now beginning to be heavy with almost a coppery scent, almost nauseating as you leave this building. From the dojo, you see Lotus Glen appear with a spear on his back. Grimacing, he looks towards the guards, and the guards are standing around uncertain of what to do. Glenn takes off towards the creature, and we are going to pause the session here today.
Oh, what? I was
Also
getting ready
excited
to
we
fight.
get to see Glenn. Yeah, I'm excited we get to see Glenn too, because he was not interested earlier, but now he's about to be.
He's a little more energetic now. Just a little more energetic as he moves forward.
Just a little.
Well, thank you for coming to our season premiere of Blood and Ichor. We are having a lot of fun. We spent a lot of time talking about characters and what we wanted for the characters. I'm really happy to see how they are coming alive, especially Rubel, who very interesting to see if he can build a roof. I now want to have that. I don't know if
This is the
any
campaign now.
campaign.
Take it one
And
level
roof,
of
roof, the roof.
The blood monster
We'll rename
destroys
him
a bunch of
Roofle.
roofs.
Roofle.
Roof.
I love it. That's great.
So with that, Jared, tell me what to do.
I mean, you're doing a good job, but I'm assuming you want to do the. Ayayoshi has just rated with 21. Thank you for joining us. You caught on to the kids do it this way now,
What?
or this way.
Also,
What?
it's Aya's birthday
It's so
today.
angular, though.
I know, but you
It's
date
Aya's
yourself.
birthday.
Oh, it's Aya's birthday today. Hey,
Happy birthday, Aya.
Happy birthday!
Should have had a birthday music ready.
Da 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 da.
Birthday.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I have a trumpet somewhere.
Of course, you have a trumpet.
Wait.
We have this here. We are just wrapping up our first episode, and I believe Chris was trying to do the social outs and whatnot. So I'll push this button and do that. I'm Jared Hoy on socials, most socials. If I'm not that, then I'm the Ring Gobshite. Right here on Twitch, Gobshite, because you're on that channel. Unless you came with Aya, then you didn't know where you were going, and now you're here.
Yeah.
Welcome. I am a variety streamer. I am a Los Angeles-based cinematographer, director of photography, and I like tabletop RPGs. That's it. Next.
Oh, hi. I'm Erica, also known as a Style Pixie. I am a variety streamer, tabletop RPG player, actress based in Los Angeles. I stream on my own Twitch channel at weekdays at 3 p.m. is generally what I try, Tuesday through Friday. But on Tuesdays now, I am going to have a Vampire the Masquerade game on twitch.tv/badhouserpg, where I play an angsty vampire. My first time playing Vampire the Masquerade. I'm very excited. On Sundays at 8 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/Aaron, AHREN Graves. Was Cherry Hill. You saw that trailer on the break. It is a horror D&D 5e game set in 2014. And we had the first episode last Sunday, and we have another one coming this Sunday. And then here, find me here. At this time. On this day. Sometimes. I think that's it.
Oh, hello. Yes, it's I. I'm Day. You can find me on socials at Dayanne Hutton everywhere with DAYE, or on Twitch at Daydream TV. I don't really stream right now, but you can find me on Mondays playing Tiny Tiefling / Succubus at -1 Charisma, -1 CHA on Twitch at 7 p.m. Pacific. And you can also catch me playing Cyberpunk on YouTube at Infinite Sided Dice. We're in the middle of our second season, and it's super heckin' fun. Yeah, I'm an actor, TTRPG player, professional nerder in LA. And of course, catch me here on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, being a Forg.
Hey everyone, I'm Randy Alvarenga. I am also a professional actor, writer, and TTRPG performer. I unfortunately don't do the Twitch, but hearing everyone do it, maybe one day I'll try. I just recently played Baldur's Gate for the first time on stream, and that was pretty cool. But some projects that I'm a part of right now: Harbinger's RPG, which is a Savage World, Deadlands, Hell on Earth campaign. We're in season 3. We're kind of in the middle, but there are a lot of episodes you can watch on youtube.com/Gone Rogue Entertainment to catch up. There's also a little recap, so if you don't have the time to watch everything, you can sort of catch up to where we are using those. I have some other really cool projects that are in the works that I'll be talking about on my socials, which is Roller Raja. That's ROLLER So come hang out. Come be my friend. Nice to meet you. And check out here, obviously.
Oh, you're right. I have to give my socials. I am a writer. I am a professor. I am a game master. My claim to fame is I was a professional game master for a long time, and now I teach. If you're interested in any sort of my writing endeavors, I have some stuff coming out for Tianjia for Paizo in early 2024. But otherwise, follow me on social media to see what I am up to. I game master a podcast, and one day I'll stream. I've been saying one day I'll stream for the last 6 months, and it hasn't happened yet. So we'll see what happens there. But thank you for coming out and seeing the season premiere of Blood and Ichor and hearing what is in my brain. All of the grotesque blood creatures, which probably isn't a good representation of the stuff I come up with, but it's all good there.
And I think that's going to wrap us up here. Thank you so much for your bits, your subs, your follows, your cheers, your awesomeness, your donations. You guys are the best. And I look forward to continuing this TTRPG adventure. I'm really enjoying this specifically this group of characters, because I feel like separately we're dysfunctional, but together we might actually be a thing. So let's see how that goes. I'm gonna push a single raid here, so let's spread the goblin love. And until I see you next time, remember, as always, be excellent to each other, and I will see you next Tuesday. Yes.
No.
I'll post on
Not next
socials.
week.
Yeah, I'll post on socials. Bye, everybody.
Bye.